there. Let's see if we can take a look back at it. See, Josh Wise makes it 3 wide on the inside. It looked like Bobby, obviously Bobby in the 5 and the 60, Patrick Shelter made contact. I thought it looked like maybe that the 5 of Bobby Gerhart tried to move up the racetrack a little bit to get a little better angle in. Then you can see the 32 and the 25 and the 39 all come in there together, make hard contact with Bobby, who's pinned up against the wall. There's 47. Another view of it right here. There's the contact right there, the 5. Just clipped the left front corner of the 60 of Patrick Shelter, but turned him around in absolutely the wrong place. And he's sitting right up here vulnerable right now. And these guys have made some contact. And see the 32 and the 25 get together. Then the 47 comes in. A Philip Magilton. He actually went underneath the 32 car.
At the very beginning of that, we also saw Kimmel move by on the inside. We ride along now with Bobby Gerhart. It's not over.
Wow, that
you would think it was over, but
that secondary hit even sounded worse than his initial hit to the outside wall.
Beneath that turn, where all the cars have piled up.
There's Joey Miller right there standing with one of the safety workers. We see him walking around. That's a good sign. You see he had a lot of contact on the inside of that car. A lot of damage to the left side of that 32 car.
On the replay, we saw the car actually got up on top of the 32, it looked like. Joey's making his way back to the ambulance. They'll check him out. See Bobby Gerhart having some help from the safety crew here. He's going to unstrap, get out of his number 5.
At the very least, and something like that happens, it'll knock the wind out of you. You hit that wall and just expels the energy out of your lungs, and it takes you a few moments to try to get it together before you can even breathe. So I'm sure that's what Bobby's facing right now, and that was a hard hit. And you know, one of the worst places for that to happen is going in the tunnel turn. I've always thought one of the most difficult and challenging turns in all of NASCAR was a tunnel turn here. You know, that's where you know, our racing legend Bobby Allison had a serious accident back in 1988 that essentially ended his career the same year that he won the Daytona 500 for the 3rd time, I believe, and right over here in that tunnel turn. So.
What makes it so difficult, we see another one of the drivers back out of the car. What makes it so difficult right now for Bobby Gerhart is his car is turned around and facing the other direction, and so the driver's side is right up against the wall. So you see the safety crew member trying to help Bobby Gerhart as far as how to get out of that car.
Bobby going to try to undo the Hans device there. That's a good sign that he's able to do all that stuff himself. You can see him working his hands and taking his helmet strap loose and trying to get his Hans device loose. And that's a situation like that. When you have a hit like that, that's when you really appreciate having a Hans device and some sort of a head and neck restraint system that will keep your head from moving any farther than it has to. There's the 39 car right there. That's Corey Rabinold. A lot of damage to that car.
He was on pit road. There again, you see Tom Birdie in the 25 car.
The safety workers that are attending to Bobby Gerhart are actually standing between the safer barrier and the old outside wall.
That was Philip Magilton that we saw earlier getting out of his car, the 47, and making his way to the ambulance as well. So I believe right now we're still just waiting on Bobby Gerhart to climb out of the number 5.
It may be difficult for Bobby to get out of that car, because if he's touching that safer barrier, you see how much higher that safer barrier is than the top of the door, and there's barely enough room to crawl out between the top of the door and your roof. So if he loses another 3 inches or so being up against that wall, then he probably cannot get out of that car right now. And you see the tow truck is going to try to pull that 25 car of Tom Birdie away from the 5 so they can move the 5 car away and get Bobby Gerhart out of that car.
And just to touch on some of the safety issues that I know, not only, and we see Bobby Gerhart now climbing out of that car. You know, Gerhart could have got out of there a lot quicker, obviously, if there was the need. I mean, if there was a fire or something, he would have been able to climb out of that car immediately. But he had more than one issue there to deal with. He had the wall on one side. Well, he also had Tom Birdie's car on the other side.
And now he's going to walk the tightrope here on top of the wall here.
And the safety crews are going to help him with that, obviously. Help him down. As you mentioned, a hard hit there for Bobby Gerhardt in that turn.
Real hard hit right there in that turn. Again, speeds upwards of 190 miles an hour going into that corner, and it happened right about the time you're going to back off going into that corner. So he is running maximum speed.
One of the guys who was involved in this most recent incident is with Wendy Venerini.
Philip Magilton, okay from that wreck. Good to see you come out. It was quite hairy out there. Looks good that you're okay though.
Yeah, we're all right. It's just, kind of upset. We had a real good race car. The way the pit strategy shuffled around, a lot of good cars ended up towards the back of the field. We were trying to play it safe, and, we just, a lot of them lap cars up front, a lot of slower. The field got pretty mixed up with all the cautions there, and there were some slower cars in front of some faster cars and some people, not wanting to be real patient. You guys could probably see it at home. It was pretty hectic out there when we first went green, so we were just trying to stay out of trouble. That looks like some people got into each other up there coming into the tunnel turn, and by the time I got there just wasn't no place to go. The whole track was gathered up, so I just got bent up. So it's a shame for the SI Performance team, put a lot of work and a lot of effort here, and I've had a couple bad luck races, and looks like we're gonna have to bounce back on the next one.
Hey, thank you, Philip. Good to see that you're okay, guys.
Thanks, Wendy. And now the cars continue to sit in turn number 1 as they continue to clean up what's called the tunnel turn. They were trying to pull the 5 car up on the rollback, and they will take it off of the racetrack. Then they will have to clean up the fluid that was dumped on the racetrack. You see the 25 of Tom Birdie already up on the flatbed, and so they'll take that car off and back behind the garage. One of the other cars that was involved, actually the car that Philip Magilton got underneath when Magilton came in there, was that 32 of Joey Miller, and I believe, Wendy, he's come out of the care center now.
Yeah, this is good news from the infield care center as the drivers start to work their way out of the infield care center. Joey Miller, who you just happened to be in this race today, but it's good that you're smiling and you actually have a sense of humor right now. That's good.
Yeah, coming back from retirement, I guess, building houses up in Minnesota, and really good race car. The Youngfield Homes race car was really excellent, coming back through from a right front tire going down. It's too bad, it's probably one of my last times I'll ever be here unless somebody hires me for racing. But I had a really good day, and this ARCA series is a pretty cool deal.
Walk us through the wreck. What did you see through your eyes?
Well, a guy just got spun out. A tunnel turn, it's a hard turn for a lot of people, and especially 2 or 3 wide. 4 wide the one time, and somebody got turned around, checking up. Some people just don't get on the brakes quick enough, and you just have a melee.
Exactly what happened. Good news is, guys, that Joey Miller's okay. He's going to head out, and could be his final race here at Pocono.
Joey Miller mentioned what his other job is now. He's building homes in the Minnesota area, and so with his father, developer, and Joey, the general contractor, maybe one of his final races in the ARCA Remax Series, and obviously doesn't end up the way he wanted it to, as we continue to see the safety crews working in the tunnel turn there.
Rick, let's take another view of this on board and listen. I'm telling you, it hurts. It knocks the wind out of me just sitting here watching that and listening to that.
Yeah, the second hit there, not when he hits the wall, but when he's up against the wall and he's already stopped, and then the car comes and slides into him. Remember, he's facing forward. That's like another head-on collision, a car coming and hitting him from the front. So it was a rough ride for the number 5 of Bobby Gerhardt. See the 25 of Tom Birdie making its way off of the racetrack. When we come back, more racing from Pocono.